Have you ever been let down by someone who you thought would always be reliable? Have you ever let someone down? Have you ever been unfaithful? Of course, to one thing or another, we've all been unfaithful somewhere along the line. Of course, the word faithful puts a lot of pressure on us in some ways because it's defined this way: the fact or quality of being true to one's word or commitments. That means no matter what the circumstance, no matter what you're going to face, you will be faithful. Good day. Welcome to another edition of Nova Moments. Today we're talking about the subject of intentional faithfulness. There is no expiration date. In the Bible, the book of Psalms, Psalm 119, verse 90, here's what the writer said. And he was talking about God. He said, "Your faithfulness, it extends to every generation, as enduring as the earth you created." Now, I could get going on a bunch of things here because this really talks about God's faithfulness, not only to this generation, but to every generation. But also another thing, that God created you. He created this earth. You never just happened. You never just evolved. You are a creation of God. But I better get back to what we're going to talk about today. See, the writer in the middle of what seemed like overwhelming challenges, he begins to comfort himself. He knows and he believes that his God is faithful. There isn't a date of expiry on the faithfulness of God. There is no expiration date. This hope is also realized in every generation. God being faithful, see, it wasn't just good for the good old days. It was for every generation, the generation that the writer lived in and the generations that are listening to me right now. That gives me great hope for my life and those that I love. To know that God is eternally faithful. This is something that will not run out in a decade or couple decades, not like, it's not a non-renewable resource. God's love for you, God's strength in your struggles, God's peace for your turmoil, they're available to everyone who would rely on him. He's always faithful. I have no idea today what grief, what problems, or stress this chaotic season has brought you. But I need you to remember, and I want you to lean into this. Lean into the faithfulness of God. See, God will be faithful to you. Won't you trust him? I wrote a prayer for myself for this, and I hope it's meaningful to you. Maybe you'll pray it too. Thank you, Lord, that even though I have messed up numerous times, you are always faithful. And if I admit my sin and any wrongdoing, you will forgive me. You're faithful in your forgiveness. I have proven your faithfulness. Lord, I'm really grateful there isn't an expiration date on your faithfulness. Your promises can be relied on. I really hope this has been helpful for you today. God bless you. We'll see you again in another Nova Moments.